Hi, my name is Lisa Mish, and today we are going to discuss finding the area of a rectangle using the distributive property of multiplication. First, we're going to talk about something you learned in first grade. Does this look familiar? We saw these in first grade a lot. It's a group of objects with a stick in the middle. What was this stick called? Do you remember? That's right, it's a break-apart stick. And it helps us to divide up large groups of objects into smaller groups so that we can find the total quickly and easily. So let's talk about this a little bit, how it works. To the left of the break apart stick, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects. So I'm going to put 5 in the first box. Then we have the break apart stick, and we have a plus sign, which is a lot like the stick. Then to the right of this break apart stick, we have 1, 2, 3 objects. So I'm going to put a 3 in the next box. Then if we count up all the objects, and we can start from 5 and count up from there because it's much quicker and easier to count by 5s. We go 5, 6, 7, 8. The sum of 5 plus 3 is 8, or 8 total objects. Okay, let's practice this a couple more times just to make sure we've got it down. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects, and then I'm going to put my break apart stick there so that I can count by 5s because it's much quicker. And then I have 1, 2 objects here, so that's all I need for break apart sticks. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to put 5 in the first box again. Then I'm going to count. Then I have my break apart stick, and that's just like the plus sign. They're both sticks. And then I'm going to count the objects to the right of the break apart stick. 1, 2. And I'm going to put it in the next box. 5 plus 2 equals, what's the total number of objects? 5, 6, 7. 7. Oops, there we go. Made a line I didn't mean to. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Very good. Let's see if we add a couple more objects to this. Let's see what we get. Try it one more time. Let me erase these. Let's see. We'll add some more over here and see what it looks like. Okay. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have the 5. And we have our break apart stick, and we have our plus sign. They're both like sticks. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the right side. 5 plus 4 equals 9. There are 9 total objects. Very good. That's the break apart stick. Now, in third grade, we do something that looks slightly different. Same idea, but slightly different from that. It looks like this. We have a rectangle full of tiles or squares. And then we have this stick, the one you used in first grade. What was it called again? That's right. It's a break-apart stick. Yay, we're using it again. It looks a little different, but it's still the same idea. Only we're using it with a little bit of multiplication. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns here and on the left of the break apart stick, and 1, 2, 3 columns to the right of the break apart stick. Now, the distributive property of multiplication, which is right here, says that you if you use a break apart stick and you're multiplying 3 rows times however many columns you have, that whatever columns you have to the left of the break apart stick has to be multiplied by the number of rows you have, and the number of columns you have to the right of the break apart stick must also be multiplied by the number of rows you have. In other words, we have 3 rows, so I'm going to put 3 here. We have 1, 2, 3 rows, so I'm going to write 3 here for number of rows. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns before the break apart stick. Then we have the plus sign, which is a stick, like the break apart stick again. And again, we have 1, 2, 3 rows, so I'm going to make another 3. Times, we have 1, 2, 3 columns. Now, if we multiply 3 times 5, we get 15. That's right. 5, 10, 15. And then if we have 3 times 3, we get 3, 6, 9. 9. That's right. Very good. 15 plus 9 is 24. There are 24 tiles or squares in this whole rectangle. Breaking this apart into smaller parts is called the distributive property. Another term they use for it is decomposing, breaking it into smaller parts. This is how it works. Let's try a couple more practices with this and see how you do. Let's see. We have all these tiles, and we have to figure out the area of this rectangle with all these tiles all together. Okay, so let's first put our break aparts together and make it a little easier for us to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember I said we have to count 5. 5 is a quicker way to count by. Forgot to change and get my pointer. So let me erase that. Okay, let me get the pointer now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the break apart stick. Now, let's see. How many rows are there? 1, 2 on this side and 1, 2 on this side. So, the first number I'm going to write in my problem, my number sentence, my equation is 2. And then I'm going to see how many columns I have on each side. So on the first side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that goes in the first line here inside the parentheses. And then on the other side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put that there on the other line inside the parentheses. Now I'm going to decompose or use a distributive property to solve this. So I have 2 rows here, so I'm making my 2. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns to the left of the break apart stick. Now over here I've got 1, 2, oh, my 2 rows again. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So I'm going to make a 4. Now let's see. 2 times 5 is 10. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me erase that. That didn't come out right. Oops. My pen moved. Let's try that again. There we go. 10. 2 plus 4 is 8. 10 plus 8 is 18. Very good. Good job. All right. Let's try another one. I want you to try this with me. Get these erased really quickly. Lots of numbers to erase here. So what do you think? Do you think this is difficult, or do you think you can handle this one? We'll try one more and see how you do. Okay, now let's add some more tiles. There. Okay, how many rows do we have now? 1, 2. We're going to ignore this one. This is the cloner. We don't need to look at that one. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 rows. How many columns do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Let's see if we need any more break apart sticks. How many do we have to the right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're good. We just have 4. So if we had 5 or more, we'd have to put another break apart stick in, but we don't need to. So now let's do our decomposing. 3 rows to the left of the break apart stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns to the left of the break apart stick. Then we have 1, 2, 3 rows to the right of the break apart stick. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. 3 times 5 is 5, 10, 15. 15, so we'll make our 15 here in the first box. 3 times 4 is 12. 4, 8, 12. 12. So we'll make a 12 here. And 15 plus 12 equals 20. And what's 5 plus 2? That's right, 7. Very good. So there's 27 tiles in this whole rectangle here. That's a lot of tiles. And that would be a lot of counting if we had to count it all at one time. But this makes it a lot faster. If you want more information on this or to play with this smartboard activity, there's links right here. This link is where I have placed my smartboard activity we were just working with. And if you want to practice more with it, you can go to my Weebly, which is lmish3rd.weebly.com. And these are other places where you can find more activities to practice this. Thank you. We'll talk again soon.